番命を落とす生き方でも私は戦うことをやめない。
So the last topic we're covering is pretty much out of all the characters, Yuri, I think Twilight's pretend wife is like the weakest link. She's not the best character, all right? And then here's my thing, right? This is one thing I find, like, between Yuri and Twilight or Lloyd or whatever, right? How good of a spy can he really be if he doesn't even know his wife is an assassin? Like just take that into account, right? Because he's supposed to be like one of the greatest spies ever, but he can't tell that so-and-so is an assassin, whatever, right? But pretty much, that's just my whole little tidbit. But pretty much, Yuri is one of the strongest characters in the show. Like, freakish strength. Like, she's one of those, what I would call it, like the typical anime archetype characters. The characters who are super modest, doesn't know their own strength, but like are super good, right? Out of all the characters, Yuri's probably the most boring, most predictable one out the group. And then there might be some hardcore Yuri fans that's like, you don't know what you're talking about, Yuri's the best character. Hear me out. If you watch enough anime, you've seen all the anime character types. Yuri is at the bottom of the totem pole, right? She really is, unfortunately. Like, I think Anya is a better, more interesting character than Yuri. I think her brother is a more interesting character than her sister. I think Nightfall is a more interesting character than Yuri. There's a lot of characters that are more interesting than Yuri. That's why Yuri is at the bottom of the totem pole. And then honestly, I'm not even gonna say the top, but like Twilight / Lloyd, like, he's pretty high up there. Lloyd's character is very, very unique. The best way I could describe it is he reminds me of Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho, the guy with the leaves or like the plant ability or slash wolf. If you've seen Yu Yu Hakusho, you know what I'm talking about. His personality or character archetype reminds me of Kurama / Erwin from Attack on Titans, whereas like they don't claim to know it all. Minus Erwin. Erwin at times, he definitely make it seem like this man can see the future, but he can't. He's just that analytical. He's just that good. But he's not over analytical like, I don't know, Light Yagami from Death Note, right? Like Light Yagami is a different level of analytical. Or the dude from, what's that show? Where he could also kind of like see the future. I forgot. If it comes to me, I'll say it, right? But there are certain characters that are like on different levels, right? So Light Yagami was on a completely different level where this dude just knew everything. Granted, because of the Death Note, but like he was so intelligent that like it seems kind of like ridiculous. All right, this is entertaining. This guy is gonna catch everything. This guy knows everything. It took like 2 seasons to actually like pretty much. I think Light Yagami pretty much beat everybody. Right, it was like the tail end that I think they needed to create like a modest ending, but there's that level. Lloyd or Twilight isn't on that level, but I think that's good. I think that's refreshing. I mean, for me, I can't speak for you, but I'm not really a fan of characters who are just good at everything. They know everything. Like, it's a bit boring. But Lloyd isn't like that. Twilight isn't like that, which is refreshing because like, yeah, he's good at a lot of things, but there's a lot of things that he doesn't know, or there's a lot of things that he just like can't like foretell. And it's refreshing and it feels very like great to watch. All right, like he's going to be good at a lot of things and he can solve like a lot of problems, but there are going to be some problems that he cannot solve, right? But it's going to be the same thing with Erwin. Erwin was kind of like that in Attack on Titans, where he had pretty good plans for everything, but not all his plans worked out. As you can see if you watch Attack on Titans, all his plans did not work out. All right, so Erwin was another one. Yo, my man Erwin over Armin all day. Should have saved Erwin. If they saved Erwin over Armin, the massacre that happened would have happened. I'm telling you, promise you. Put it on my mama, all right? Promise you, right? Don't put it on my mama. Keep my mama out. All right, I'm just talking. But and then Kurama in Yu Yu Hakusho, he felt like another type of character where it was like everything he did always worked out. He didn't know everything, but the guy was so smooth that, put it like this, there was never really a moment that he looked hideously bad. Even when things went bad, he was still kind of up straight, like, yeah, like No, it was bad, but I still made it out pretty okay. Like he's still kind of like smooth, right? So that's pretty much Twilight's character. He's in my opinion, he's like in a unique realm of character archetypes that is very rare to see. Because there's not a lot of characters I like that. It's either the character is super good at everything, again being the epitome note is like Yagami, and then there are characters who nothing can go right, which doesn't quite make for many entertaining. Like Takemichi from Tokyo Revengers, right? So it's usually those extreme character archetypes where it's like, this guy is really bad and is good at nothing, right? That's Takemichi from Tokyo Revengers. And then there's the guy who's good at everything, can predict everything, never has a bad moment, like Yagami. Those are the different character archetypes. Most main characters fall into either of those groups, right? And maybe like a little bit lower, a little bit less, but what you call it, Twilight is kind of right, I won't say in the middle, but he's slightly above the middle. So he's kind of in the realm where it's like he kind of knows all the right things to do, but definitely gets things wrong from time to time. All right. And that's all for me to say that Yuri is trash. That's all I'm trying to say. Out of the hierarchy of characters, right? Who will be number one? In terms of like most interesting characters, I'll probably say Nightfall, to be honest. Nightfall, then Anya, then Twilight, then everybody else, and Yuri's at the bottom. That's the hierarchy. I don't make up the hierarchy. That's what they did. If you disagree, you can feel free to comment, but Yuri's at the bottom. It's great that she's super strong. I've just seen that from other characters. All right, she's not competing with Satana from One Punch Man. She's not competing with Goku. Like there's a bunch of characters that like it's not entertaining anymore. Like she just can't compete. And again, why put yourself in a realm that you can't compete? What was it, the girl with the purple hair from Maggie? Like there's certain characters that are so strong that they just can't compete, right? But yeah, and then my last kind of topics I said that Spy X Family. I can see why it's a good show. At first, part of me was like, all right, I'm probably going to show the show because some of the boring moments of Slice of Life was really boring. But in its defense, I feel like it was trying to keep up with the manga. So the creator, like whoever was doing the production for the anime, was trying their best to like still give content, right? So compared to other anime, I would give Spy X Family. The only thing that I didn't like about Spy X Family that I wish more, like I didn't know it was that kind of anime, that it felt more like there's a story, but the story really isn't like the central theme of it. Meaning like, you know how like in Bleach, there's a central theme of like, you know, saving, I'm butchering her name, Rukia at first, and you know, Naruto trying to save Sasuke. Like there's core stories, even fucking Jabba's reincarnation, at some point they had a semblance of a story. And then everything was kind of geared towards the story. Spy X Family, there's kind of a story, but the story is to get closer to the guy who, you know, his son goes to the school. So it's not really a story. It's kind of like, yeah, it's a story, but still like a slice of life. Like they can make mad content until that actually happens, essentially. So I wish there was more of like a story that had more pressure. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. A story that had more attention. Like, hey, like more relevant episodes to the mission. Maybe that's the best way to describe it. It feels like there's not enough episodes that are really, really relevant to the mission. There's a lot of episodes that kind of relate to the mission, but doesn't directly impact the mission. I wish there were more episodes that directly impacted the mission, but I think that's by design. It's by design because again, I think they're trying to be action slash, you know, slice of life. But pretty much, if I had to grade Spy X Family, I would probably give it like a B plus, maybe A minus, but definitely B plus. It's definitely one of the better animes that I've seen in a while. I think Solo Leveling is better so far, just hands down. I have to be honest. What else is better so far? Like Hell's Paradise is better than Spy X Family so far. Because Spy X Family, the same thing with Hell's Paradise, not finished. Hell's Paradise is probably like the best I've seen so far, minus Solo Leveling. I gotta see what they come up with. Same thing with Jabba's reincarnation, same thing with Vinland Saga. Do I think Spy X Family is better than Vinland Saga? No. No, but I think Spy X Family sits at a solid B plus for me, all right? If it focuses more on the action, probably like top tier, probably like an A. right? But it does really well in all other genres. Same thing with, I think Spy X Family is definitely better than Jujutsu Kaisen. That's my thing. But yeah, so that's my take. It's your man MAS. More anime content to come. Again, if you enjoy my reviews, if you enjoy my content, definitely check out my own anime series, my own manga series called Citizen Evil. I'm gonna lift up the, hopefully you see the shirt. But descriptions in the website below. Please, if you like the content, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your man MAS. I'm out.